Morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Standup. 5 minutes for you to get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to make you a more effective leader. Today's topic, boundaries. I'm Gary Slyman. As an executive coach, I work with leaders like you all the time. And what I do with those leaders, I help them build their self-awareness, understand how they lead, so they can love what they do and be more effective. Boundaries. And I'm talking about this boundaries with the remote environment. And we could apply this in many different cases. So think about the remote working experience that you're experiencing, you and your team. So remote experience, let's go through a little exercise and see what you think. Think of, in the remote environment, the best experience, the best parts of working remotely. And kind of list those things out in your head. Come up with maybe 3 to 5 of them. Give you a second or two. Things that typically come up: flexibility, autonomy, I'm saving money, no commute. There's all kinds of things that come up that are very, very positive here. I'm more productive. Okay, so you have those. Now let's go to the other end of the spectrum. What are the most negative things about working remotely for you? Put them in your head, and there's some things that probably come to mind immediately. Here's some things that I get when I talk to folks about this. I hear 24/7. I'm on 24/7. People think they can send stuff to me anytime, and I need to respond. In my house, I don't have all the privacy I need. I don't have everything I need to get my job done. My job hasn't given me everything I need. Okay, so those are the negative things. So you list out those negative things. One person on the negative thing said, "I don't work from home. Home has become work for me." So that's an issue. Now let's go in the middle. What are the things that would be perfect? If the remote work thing worked for you perfectly, what are those elements? List out what you want as those elements. Okay, so have them in your head. Okay, so now as you think about that as a remote work experience, what are the things that you want? So let's think about that perfect side. What do you want? Build a box around what you want. Because I'm going to say you need a box, because most of these things, particularly on the negative side, are boundaries. They're boundaries that are not well defined, or they've turned into spaghetti, and the boundaries are being broken. So what do you need? What are the boundaries you need? So what do you want? What do you want this experience to look like? Then I ask you to shrink this down a little bit more. What do you need? What do you have to have? The things that you have to have no matter what, working remotely. And it might be, I need the workday. I need to make sure I am not on 24/7. I need to be able to, I had one executive that I was coaching. He never sends messages after a certain time, and he will never respond to a message after a certain time, because he does not want his people thinking they need to send and respond. That's a boundary that he has set. So what is it that you need in your work environment to make this thing work really well? What if you took and you take the top 2 and you did something to make them just a little bit better for you? How would that improve? What would the impact be on you and your remote work environment? What if you took the same little drill that we just did and you did this with some folks at work? So you took them and you said, okay, what works in the remote environment? What are the biggest challenges that you're having? What's a perfect day work like? What do you want and what do you need? What are the things you have to have, and what can I do to help make it better for you to work better in the remote environment? Boundaries are an important part of our life. If you could do this where you're not on 24/7, you're present with your family when you want to be present, and you could have all the benefits of working remotely, what kind of impact would that have for you, your workers, and your overall workplace? Hope you found that helpful. See what you can do this week with that. Make a little bit of progress this week in that area, and what would the impact be? Hope you found it helpful. Have a great week. See you next Monday morning, 8:30 at the next Monday Morning Stand Up. Have a great week. Bye.